Hello, welcome to Making Justice. Today we're making justice with Becca Stevens of Thistle Farms. She's an author, activist, speaker, social entrepreneur, the founder and president of Thistle Farms. Becca, I'm so honored and excited to talk with you today about this organization, this amazing company. Please tell us about Thistle Farms.
Sure, and hello everybody, and thank you for having us. We're all about making justice, and I really mean that. We are a company and a community that conjures up justice, whether it's through creative models of partnerships or blending oils so people feel it, or reminding people that you can drink tea and help justice be a way of life for you. So your theme is, I'm telling you, it's probably the closest I've come in all of the podcasts I've done to the heart of who we are at Thistle Farms. So thank you. And we've been around for 23 years. We started with a mission to work with women who have a history of trafficking, prostitution, addiction. Started with one house. 5 women came in and we said, just live free for 2 years. No authority in the house, and create, or how you say it, let's make some justice. And the women came in and they changed my life, and I believe they were a huge part, the founding mothers of a lot of change in our country around language and legislation and programmatic stuff for women who are survivors of trafficking. And I'm proud to have been an early part of that and to watch the movement for women's freedom that has come along. About 4 years into the program, when we were doing residential work, we remembered that the women were really just dirt poor. On average, women are first assaulted in our community around the age of maybe 8 or 9 years old. And they first hit the streets around 15 years old. You know, there's all these myths about how people are trafficked, and that one of the prevailing myths is that you're just driving down the road and people kidnap your kids. But in reality, for us, for the more than 2 decades, has been that women know their first people who are their abusers, that lead to trafficking all over the country and the world. And so they were coming to us off the streets and out of prison, and they were dirt poor. So we said, look, let's start making justice by making bath and body care products and making this a fun way for us to be together, which we did. And that started 20 years ago. And we've become the largest justice enterprise in the U.S. run by survivors. And it's grown to have 50 sister organizations around the country and 36 global partners. I mean, we've had our share of trouble, and we are not immune to pandemics. But our commitment is to continue to be a movement for women's freedom. And we know that a pandemic is no time to quit making justice.
Well said. So this show is really about bringing information about brands, organizations to consumers. And in terms of, this marketplace that we have, this growing ethical marketplace, what does ethical mean to Thistle Farms?
It means that there's no such thing as a justice or healing product if you can't track it from the producer to the consumer. So for me, ethical means I know who made it, or at least I know the community of people who made it. And I know that it was about loving and supporting producers, about loving and supporting the land. It was about loving and supporting the people who were receiving it. And that to me is the essence of it. So I can't drink a tea and call it a healing tea if I know that women are oppressed who are picking the tea. So how do I make those connections? And I think all you can do is keep moving the links that separate the producer and the consumer so that there is a closer connection. And that is, at least in my opinion, the most ethical way to both market and resource. And we have a model called shared trade, which does precisely that and guarantees that at least 50 to 60% of the retail price goes back into the pockets of the original group producing the product, so that people can make decent living wages and make choices about where their children go to school and what they wear and what they're fed. And they can make choices about who they're in relationship with and what they can tolerate, all of those things. That's all part of the ethics of honoring artisan survivor producers.
So as our show is called Making Justice, how do you feel that your products truly make justice?
I'm trying to say that, you know, I don't even call us a social enterprise. I call us a justice enterprise. And that's because what I think at the heart of what justice enterprise is in making justice is that the workforce becomes the mission. It's not just that you make a good product and you disregard maybe you're doing it for some cause instead of doing it with people to create healing in an entire community. My belief is that, you know, you rape a woman and you can kill a village, and you heal a woman and you heal a village. And so for me to be a part of a whole village of healing women, you know, that's the most making justice I know. I feel it in my heart. It's not just that the products are healing, but who's making the products are healing and how they're given and received. And one of the things that I'm most proud about all our products is that the vast majority are gifts. People don't even buy them for themselves. They buy them for other people. They believe in that. And so that chain of healing and justice keeps continuing because it's like, I want you to know this. So I'm going to give you this because you're going to know that I love this. And the products that are made by women who love this, and you'll receive it and you'll feel it. So it's like, it's what healing and justice is in the best sense of the word. It is exponential in its outreach and growth.
Couldn't have described it better in terms of, I know my experience in exploring your website and some of the products, they truly are amazing and really special items when you receive them.
I just want to say Houston's been amazing too, and the whole Texas area. We have something like 40 sister community beds in that area. There's been some amazing groups, amazing churches that have invited us to become a part of it. So I'm really, I love how just the people that I've met in Texas have been so welcoming to women who are survivors and are all about making justice by, with, for, alongside women.
Amazing. So you mentioned your global share trade model. How do you develop personal relationships with the suppliers? And two-part question, how do you maintain those relationships in a long-term manner that matches your values?
Honestly, the most sad I've been about COVID is the disconnection with a lot of the global partners and the disruption in the chain of supplies, all of those things. It's been very, very hard. And my heart has, some days I feel like the tears are just right behind my eyes for how I feel about it. And this is one of those days, so I'm trying to be gentle with myself as I'm answering this question because it's been my whole life. This is my life work. You know, it's not like this is a side gig and I really do something else. This is who I am and what I'm about. So I've committed my life to making those relationships and those connections and staying close. I've probably traveled to the community of Ecuador over 20 years, 25 times. To our friends and women in Rwanda, half a dozen times. I don't know the numbers, but I work really hard to maintain those relationships that I value and honor that have, you know, given me hope about the whole world and about the resiliency of women and what they have to teach. So I've started probably 5 or 6 organizations. The latest one was the group of women I worked with in the refugee camp in Greece, the women coming out of Syria, and I started an enterprise there with a few women making welcome mats. And we work really, really hard to maintain those connections, and we're committed to doing that. We've made many grants this year so that while people can't produce because they're separated, they're still able to make all their payroll. You know, my whole mantra in making justice is a pandemic is no time to quit. You know, just because I may not have anything to sell doesn't mean I'm not going to keep selling, because I know that we're going to get through this, and the groups that I get to partner with and work with are going to make it through this. And we are going to continue to try to love this world again and again and again until we get it right.
It is definitely difficult in this time to maintain those relationships and connection. I think something that we definitely reflect on with the work that we do in raising awareness, prevention, and empowering survivors, and connecting with organizations and people like yourself is to try to maintain that connection and keep bringing it to people so that they continue to be aware. So thank you for being a part of this. So wrapping up, I want to throw out a question. What is your favorite product that you and Thistle Farms create, and where can we find your products?
Sure. So I'll show you this. This has got to be my favorite new product. It is the hand sanitizer. And I love it because it's just this easy spray and it doesn't dry out your hands. And after 6 months of this, I'm so grateful for it. So we developed it, and we even have some DIYs about how people can make it stuff at their house. But it's made with our immunity oil, so it's antiviral as well.
Awesome. In fact, I actually have your immunity oil next to me.
Yes, so you could make a hand sanitizer with that very easily, or you can just rub oil on yourself, where I like to rub it inside my mask and be able to breathe and turn what feels suffocating into kind of a spa moment. But, you know, anybody can find our products. I would love if anybody's out there, can follow me on Instagram. I'll share insights and ideas about these products. Becca Stevens. You can find our products on the web at Thistle Farms. In some Whole Foods, you can find our products. But you can, if there's someone out there listening that wants some referrals or helps or know what's in the Houston area, just go to our website. You'll see everything. It's not only just products, but it's also education and resources. And again, my Instagram is Becca Stevens, and that's a great place to directly connect with me, or for us to explore maybe some new programs or products.
Absolutely. Well, we'll definitely be linking to your Instagram and Thistle Farms, and we really appreciate your time, Becca. It's been amazing. Look forward to hearing and seeing more about what the rest of the year brings in 2021. So thank you so much for being a guest.
Thoughts and keep us close to your heart. We could use it.
Thank you for making justice with us today, Becca. We really appreciate you.